Hello, my name's Nicola Davies and I write books about animals and the natural world for children and young people. And I'm very lucky today because I'm on the Scottish Friendly Children's Book Tour and I'm on the Isle of Mull. So I'm surrounded by all my favourite things, by sea and rocks and sand and birds. Now I take my inspiration from the natural world, whether I'm writing fiction or non-fiction. And in my experience, getting children out in nature is one of the best ways to get them to write. And the other thing that it does is it starts to make them curious. And I think if there's one thing that all of us, educators, writers, parents, teachers, what we all want for the children in our care is for them to be curious about the world around them. One of the things you need to be able to do if you're going to write about nature is to pay attention to what's around you. And that means tuning out the noise that's in your head and paying attention to your senses. Now sometimes that's pretty difficult for children, but one of the things I've very often done is to take children out into a green space. It doesn't have to be a beautiful wild one like this. A city park is just fine. And make them sit separately so they can't talk to each other and make them be quiet. Now sometimes that's a real struggle, but if you can get them to do it, what they start to do is to listen and to look and to pay attention to their senses and to absolutely be in the moment. Get them to do it for 5 minutes and then get them to write what they see, what they hear and what they feel. And always when I've done that exercise, extraordinary things come out of it. Being on a beach is one of my favourite places in the whole world. I love poking around on strand lines like this. There are all sorts of things to look at. Really, really simple things like this lovely little limpet shell. There are gorgeous little bits of sand and rock. And as soon as you really start to look, there's all sorts of things here. And every single one of them can start to be a piece of writing. Not very long ago, we were out on that sea and we were lucky enough to see bottlenose dolphins bow riding on the boat we were on. And one of them actually jumped right out of the water about 10 feet away from where I was sitting, which was fantastically exciting. But almost everything about the sea is exciting. I'm standing here now, and as I'm standing here, the tide is inching its way up the beach towards my feet. And that transformatory power of the tide coming in and washing over the beach and making it into a new world and disappearing again in a few hours' time is another fantastic thing to write about.